Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid is the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years whilst earning only minimum wage. And in this video I want to explain to you how you can find out what's the most important thing to you. Now what I'm about to explain to you isn't exactly science, but it's a bloody good indicator. You see, we allocate resources to that which we prioritize, that which we consider more important or prefer, be they time or money. The beauty about our modern purchasing habits is that everything is recorded. We're using less and less cash, and everything now goes on a card, which is then filed on a bank statement at the end of the month. And I can look at a person's bank statement, including my own and my wife's, and look and see where the money's been spent, because when the money's been spent, you can see what's most important, because that's where the resources get allocated the most. Now, when I ask someone what is their priorities, look, I get a range of answers. They could be, oh, it's my wife, oh, it's the kids, oh, it's being happy, oh, it's going on holidays, it's enjoying life, oh, it's being wealthy. Now, if your priority is being wealthy, you need to make sure it's a priority and it's not just something you're saying, you're not just paying it lip service. And if I look at someone's bank statement, I can tell whether they're lying or not. Because if I just see money going out to the pictures, where you're taking your wife out the pictures, or a restaurant, or children's clothes, or the deposit for a holiday, and there's large sums of money going there as opposed to going in things like, oh, I don't know, a Vanguard ISA, or money being transferred into a savings account for a deposit for a house, then I can see just by looking at the statement who's telling the truth, because I can follow the money and the numbers don't lie. You don't get out of life what you want, you get out of life what you prioritize. And I come across this myself when I was going through my own bank statement last month, and I've got a bit slack recently. I've stopped working all weekend. In fact, I don't work any of the weekend, because the last time I worked on a Saturday for 5 hours, started at 5 in the morning, finished at 10, because I get used to being up anyway, I made £7, and I thought, well, I'm just not prepared. I may as well just lie in and get up, work 5 hours for £7. So instead of going to work, I took a bit of a relaxing day and took my wife out, and got in the habit now of going out just for a couple of hours, a couple of drinks across the local pub here. But you know, 2 drinks each is £20, which in and of itself isn't an awful lot. But I check my bank statement, it's there every Saturday, £20. So by the end of the month, I've spent £100, which means I'm reallocating resources, not to saving to buy the next property, but I'm now looking after my good lady. Now, there's a good reason for doing that, because I made a list of things that I needed to prioritize in order to keep my project on course. And one of them was not getting divorced, because if I get divorced, I'm going to lose half my money. So I had to spend more time with my wife, but it was in there in black and white, the reallocation, the reprioritizing of resources. The numbers don't lie. I was interviewed recently for the Metro newspaper. I think it's been published in a couple of weeks' time. But one of the questions he asked was, what advice would you give to someone who wants to become wealthy? And my answer was, well, first of all, you've got to want to be wealthy. And she said, well, surely that's a precursor. Doesn't everybody want to be wealthy? I said, no, they don't. Everybody says they want to be wealthy, but if you want to be wealthy, you've got to really want to be wealthy, because it's hard, it's not easy, it's difficult, and you've got to reallocate resources accordingly. So if someone says they want to be wealthy, but I look at the bank statement, and what I should see is that there's less money going into Netflix, to Disney, to going out and drinking, and there's a build-up of funds in there, because you're now made becoming wealthy a priority over everything else. So it's a bit like when somebody says, well, I want to be healthy. Well, okay, so how many times do you go running a week? Oh, I don't go running. And have you adapted your diet? No, I haven't done that. Well, you haven't really prioritized it, have you? You've just said it. And it's a bit like becoming wealthy. You've got to prioritize. So what I want you to do is look at your bank statement and look down your spending habits, and just you see, the numbers don't lie, where your priorities lie. And if it's not towards wealth, you're not building up income in there, then you need to make some changes today. Don't be stupid and don't be normal, guys.